there yet. There's still 0 people, so maybe somebody will show up, but that's okay. My name is Christopher Durham.
And we are live from Fort Lauderdale. We are at the beautiful, what's this called?
Beach House Resort, going by Hilton.
Hilton Beach House Resort in Fort Lauderdale. We're right across from the ocean. We just got off the Celebrity Reflection. And what else?
So we had our first annual Downsized at Sea cruise with 50 some odd people.
Presented by Mochi Health. Downsized at Sea cruise, presented by Mochi Health. Thank you to Mochi Health for sponsoring us. We gave away Mochi swag. We had some cool fanny packs and hand sanitizers.
You have your bag there.
And sunglasses, pens, paper, a sticker. So thank you to Mochi Health. We also gave away our downsized swag bags. We had downsized cruise t-shirts, and what else?
So we'll do a full recap video, but honestly, we got off the ship here. It's about, I think we got off at about 8.
Dennis is here. Hey,
hello, Dennis. Got off about 8 o'clock
here
this morning.
Hi, guys.
And our flight doesn't go out till 5 o'clock, so we have a resort pass here in Fort Lauderdale. It's kind of, here's Sandy. Say hi, Sandy.
Hi.
So we're kind of
say hi.
Hi.
Yes. Cool. Yeah.
Streaming from this resort. Super fun.
So yeah,
we're killing time.
Barb and Mindy are watching.
Hello, Barb and Mindy.
Jennifer Donahue says, good morning, guys. Good morning. Jazzy, hey Jazzy, love the live talk show.
Oh, thank you.
Mariella's, hi. She's planning on being here next year. Mariella's video just went live.
Yep, so we announced next year's cruise. It'll be June 4th, 2026 out of Miami, Florida on the Royal Caribbean Freedom of the Seas. And we'll be going to their private island, Coco Cay, and Nassau as well. So a 4-night cruise. The site for it will go live Monday or Tuesday of next week. Or if you want to know the super trick, if you go to the current site, it's the same exact travel agent. So you can reach out to the travel agents right now and say, Kelly, Roberta, book me.
Hook me up. So so if you go to thedownsized.org, click on the cruise tab, you'll see the cruise we just got off of. But you'll see Kelly and Roberta's information.
It's the same travel agent.
So you can reach out to them to book your Downsized Cruise 2026. So we had a great turnout. Yep. We really got to know our YouTube family, our Downsized members, and it was just really nice to meet people in person. It's Darium.
Oh, hi, Darium. I think we're going to see Darium in another month or so in Arlington, Virginia. We're going to be at the obesity. I never say their name correct. What is it?
The Obesity Action Coalition.
Oh, Your Weight Matters conference in Arlington, Virginia. We'll actually do a meetup there. So stay tuned. We'll put all the details out. But I know Darian's going to come, so that'll be super exciting.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, so we were just killing time. We thought we'd go live, say hello to everybody. If anybody's got questions, always happy to answer.
Yeah, so we got off the cruise ship. You know, they kick you off the ship early in the morning, like 7:30. You have to be out of your stateroom, and then you have to be off the ship, I think, by 8:30 or 9 or something like that. And so our flight back home to Charlotte didn't leave till 5:20. I think we had booked in the afternoon, and then it got pushed out. Yeah, Sandy says yes. Sandy's on our flight too. And Sandy's like, what are we gonna do till 5:20? I said, Sandy, you're gonna come to the Hilton with me in Fort Lauderdale and hang out. So Sandy's here too. Kelly was gonna come too, but she decided she needed to work with Roberta, our travel agent. So she's working on our next cruise, and we're hanging out here before we go to the airport. So it's called Resort Pass. And so they have them like for places all over the country, really. So if you want to go to a resort for a day, hotel for a day.
We're not sponsored by them. She's just talking.
I think we have a code if you want to use my code.
I don't know anything about that.
I don't know. Maybe I'll figure out the code and put it somewhere later in the thing. I tried to look for it now, but I have so many emails because I haven't been keeping up with my emails. So if you've emailed me lately and I didn't respond to you, I'll get around to it. Oh, Marielle
so Marielle says, I'm curious, did anyone from Mochi show up since they were sponsors? No, there was no one from Mochi there.
No, they had talked about sending someone, and they even talked about maybe sending one of the providers. And I don't know. I guess they got sidetracked with other things, so we did not have anybody from Mochi join us on the cruise. But we had just a fantastic time with our downsized family, and I really feel like it was a family. It was like meeting people that we have talked to, that we've met through the channel, and it was like
it's kind of like the world's nicest summer camp.
It's like we all already knew each other, right? And even if we hadn't really talked to them or interacted with them on the channel before, we all had in common this GLP-1 journey. So we all had in common that, some people said, well, I can't really talk about this at home or talk about this my GLP-1 stuff with anybody else. But I'm glad that I found you and your channel and Christopher. So it was like we became best friends immediately. It was really cool.
Oh, Barb at Health at Any Cost is there. Hello, Barb. She said Megan had to run to her plane.
Oh, yeah. So we met Barb from Health at Any Cost. We met Mayor Mindy. You guys may know Mindy from around the GLP-1 world. We met
Donnell live and in person.
From California. Donnell came from Cal. We had several viewers fly from California to Florida for the cruise.
But we had 50 some odd viewers flies.
Yeah, we had Jay and Lynn decide to renew their vows with us on the cruise.
So we'll do a full recap video with pictures and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
But it was an interesting and fun time. So we loved meeting everybody, and you guys are all welcome to join us next year.
It's so exciting. Like, I think we had 54 people this year, and so Kelly and Roberta's like, okay, we're trying to get as many rooms put aside as we can. We're getting balcony rooms, so we'll have interior rooms, we'll have balcony rooms. Yeah. We'll have all the rooms. So it would be great if we could just fill up the whole Royal Caribbean cruise ship.
I think that would be about 4,000 people. So that would be some impressive growth.
We have time, right? We have a year for people to join us. And a lot of people, like Lisa Tipton, said she waited till the last minute, and she, not as last minute as Dennis Sheridan. Shout out to Dennis, who helped us with
He's
our
home.
tech.
He commented a minute ago.
Yeah. But what was my point? Oh, don't wait till the last minute. You have time now, right? And if you book now, so you have a lot of time to, even make payments if you want, or, look at all the things.
And I think the rooms start at $640 per person, double occupancy.
It might be not $640, $840. Yeah, $840, a little. $840. I think they start at $840 per person, double occupancy for an interior, and go up from there. So it's a little less than this one, kind of similar to the one we just got off. We wanted to keep the price and everything kind of the
See
same.
Who this is. I cannot stress enough what a great time this is. Oh, this is Dennis.
Dennis.
If you're thinking of going next year, I would highly recommend it. Thank you, Dennis. And Dennis was super helpful. If you watched the live, Dennis, I kept talking to him. He was in the background running. We usually use a software called StreamYard, so he was back there running it.
Yeah, super helpful.
I have these crazy ideas, and I go, hey, we're going to stream from a cruise ship.
I'm like, that's not going to work.
Which we've streamed from a cruise ship before, so we know it works. To a live audience, and it's going to be cool. She's like, no, it'll never work. We can't do that. Well, we did.
I'm glad we had Dennis there
to
make it work. One of our daughters came and helped us, and her friend. So, we're building our staff.
There's no staff.
We're the staff.
Jojo runs the place.
Jojo's got a problem with her eyelid. Our other daughter is sending us pictures from home, so I'm a little concerned. Might have to take Jojo to the vet.
You don't have the Jojo pin, do you?
I lost my Jojo pin. It's somewhere on the cruise ship.
So I'll show you guys when we do the recap, or maybe on another live. But I had little Jojo pins made, so maybe
we can give them out as prizes.
Yeah,
maybe on our next.
Sandy Murphy.
Do you have your Jojo pin, Sandy?
Says, thank you guys for sharing the cruise information. I may need to go next. Thank you for the super chat, Sandy. So I can't do all the bells and whistles because I'm straight on YouTube, but you get confetti and dance. I can dance for you, robot. Thank you, Sandy.
Thank you, Sandy.
For your $9.99 super chat.
So Darium, I'm looking at you, Darium. There's a lot of talk about you, Darium, and because Darium is very well known to all of our members
Everybody loves
and
him.
everybody in the GLP-1 world. So the question that was around the table is, well, what does Darium look like? Because he just has a little drawing picture. He doesn't have like a real life picture. And then Donnell said, Donnell, you just put your picture in. So
Kay says, hi guys, early this morning, just had her morning, but I think Kay's in the UK.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so Darium, people want to see you, Darium. We need to do an interview with you. I'm trying to get Donnell to do an interview.
Hello, good morning. I can't actually read that.
We're outside. It's very bright, so we're just on Christopher's phone going live. So we don't have all our computer
bells and whistles,
stuff and everything. But I got a cabana at the Hilton, this Hilton that we're at for the day, and it's lovely. What?
It's Darian says, noted, update the profile picture, real quick.
Yay!
See, Darian, hey,
Mel
how you
B
doing,
will
man?
be very excited. Taisha will be very
Darian,
excited.
we're going to have to do an interview in Arlington.
Yeah.
So we should do an in-person downsized dish. That would be awesome.
Yeah. So it was great how they seated us all together for dinner, and we told everybody to get up and eat dinner with somebody different every night. So we got to, really talk and chat with a lot of our people. It was just really great to get to know people. As I say, can you repeat cruise info again?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the cruise for 2026 will be June 4th, and it's a 4-day cruise, so do the math.
4th through the 8th.
4th through the 8th. It will be out of Miami, Florida on the Royal Caribbean Freedom of the Seas. It will go from Miami to Nassau and their private island, Coco Cay.
Mm-hmm.
I think room rates start at $840 per person, double occupancy. The site will go live for it probably Monday or Tuesday, but the tip is if you go to the current site, it's the same exact travel agent.
Yeah.
So if you
Call
email
Kelly.
or call them, they will take care of you and book it. I know we had 6 or 7 people book on the cruise with them.
Yeah.
So it was pretty exciting.
Some people have already booked for next year. And you know what? We set people up with roommates, and some roommates even booked again for next year.
Yeah.
So I was glad to be able to put people together. So I was
Trying to get
cool.
some light there.
Yeah.
It's kind of dark.
Okay, yeah, it is kind of dark right here. I don't know. We're under a. You want to go somewhere else? Are we moving
Just looking
location?
for some light. Here, come over here.
You and Sandy talk for a minute. Is that better?
Not really.
Oh, I sat too long in one spot.
I can't read that.
Now I can't read the
Oh, somebody asked a question and it just went. I don't have a lot of control over YouTube, guys. So
I can't see as good over here.
yeah, I can't see as good over here either. We're moving around. Look, see, there's the ocean.
Yeah. Oh, the sun's coming out. Yay!
Sun's coming out. Whoa, I'm falling down. Got the portable camera here.
We did have a little bit of rain on our cruise on our Bimini beach day. So it thundered and I was taking a video of the rain, and Christopher's like, "Don't post that."
Girl.
He's like, "Don't post it." I'm like, "Okay, I won't post it."
Well,
But,
she screamed. It rained for about 15 minutes.
It
And then
thundered and
passed
lightning, and it thundered and I screamed because it was scary. But then it passed by, and then it was beautiful. These Caribbean showers, sometimes they just blow right past us.
All right, so it looks like there's 124 people out there. Hello, this is Lorraine. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. We appreciate you joining us in this impromptu live. You never know when we're going to pop up.
Yeah.
We're the downsized.
We are the downsized.
We're not doctors. If we haven't said it yet, we're not doctors.
Yeah. Well, and everybody probably wants to know, well, what'd you eat on the cruise? Like, how was that? Like, was everyone watching what you were eting? I was like, I think we just all kind of just did what we wanted.
And
right,
there's plenty of good options.
Yeah.
There is.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't. A lot of people are like, oh, I don't really eat breakfast. We met each morning at the breakfast buffet. Like, we had a spot that we would sit at, and everybody would come and join us. So that was really nice.
Some of us missed the rains. Hello from Laurel, Mississippi. Hey, I did the first like. Awesome.
All right, thank you.
I think she says she always forgets to like.
Oh, okay. Yes, please like and subscribe to the Downsized. We've got 20. Were we at 21,000 subscribers yet?
Not quite, but
we're
almost.
Creeping up on it. So yeah, we're really growing. It's so funny to me when people say, we met everyone in person, and they're like, you're on my TV and now I'm seeing you in person. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. And, I tell so many stories all the time. I guess my stories are starting to repeat because I started telling a story about a Christmas when I was 6 years old, and Mark Clem goes, yeah, the magic hat story. I'm like, wow, Mark, you really have watched every video. It's like, wow, these people really do watch our videos and know what we say. So
these comments are going through pretty quick, so I may not be able to see. Somebody asked what our favorite food was. The dining room food was very good, I thought, overall. I had a really good piece of cobia, which is a fish.
Yeah, I had that.
I also had a very good slow roasted short ribs.
Ooh, that was
with
good.
a little bit of lentil. And the nice thing about cruise food is because they designed the portions to be small anyway, it's not a giant like Applebee's. Here's 50 pounds
they're
of food.
Small portions.
Because honestly, if you were probably eating outside, a lot of people were getting a couple of entrees, whereas if you're on GLP-1s, you're like, one's perfectly good.
Yeah. Well, I think Mel B said, I need to pump up the protein of this, so I'm going to get this and, and this. I had a really nice steak Diane. A lot of on the menu every night on the celebrity ship, you could always get for dinner salmon, a steak, or a chicken. It was on the menu every night, so there were always those choices if you didn't like some of the fancier things or the fish or whatever. And there were some things we would look at on the menu and we're like, I don't know what this is. So if Christopher didn't know, then we could always Google it.
I knew all of it was.
Well, there was something Taisha got that was vegan. It was an Indian
dish. We had to look that one up. Yeah.
So Simply Taisha is a vegan. So she, they had a special menu for her at dinner. There's a special vegan section, and she could ask them, to prepare things too if she didn't see what she needed on the buffet or at dinner. So that was very helpful. I know a lot of people in our group were big steak eaters, so you could always get the steak.
Yeah, even in the buffet, they were grilling steaks and chicken.
Oh yeah, I never got any of that where they were grilling in the buffet. I don't know. I got the omelet. Were you standing there with me, Sandy? We got the omelets one morning.
I got an omelet almost every.
I can't. Oh, that says Vanessa says weight in post cruise 0 weight gain.
Oh wow. Okay, 0 weight gain. Yeah, we did not take. What does it say? Maybe I need my glasses.
I lost that. I think the question was were most of the cruise participants GLP-1 users. So the vast majority of them there were a few spouses and children.
Yeah.
I think there might have been 5 or 6 extra people. We actually did a picture with everybody that we'll post when we do the full recap. So you'll see the whole group and then just the GLP-1 users. We totaled up the GLP-1 weight pounds lost among all of the people, and it was more than a ton.
More than 2,000 pounds.
Yes, more than 2,000 pounds among the people there. And it ranged everyone who had basically lost 20 or 30 pounds and only been taking the medication a few weeks.
Yeah, somebody was on week 3, or maybe that was Vanessa that was on month 3.
To a couple of people who had been out for 3 years and lost several hundred pounds. So there was a real range of experiences.
Yeah.
And it was nice for them to be able to talk. Heidi says, "Hello, you two. Most of the cruise participants already in maintenance." No, and they were in all versions, in all areas of their journey.
Some people were really just starting, and were really working towards their goal. Maybe some of them still had.
And that was one of the questions I asked.
They wanted to lose,
and it was less than half that were in maintenance, I think.
Yeah, we did ask that question last night, and people raised their hands. And I asked, well, who here has lost more than 20 pounds? A lot of hands went up. More than 30 pounds, more than 50 pounds, more than 100 pounds. There were 5 or 6 people that had lost.
8 or 9 people.
8 or 9 that had lost more than 100, and
more than 200. There was 200. Like 4.
Yeah, and then
which is unheard of. I mean,
our highest weight loss, was 280. Barb had lost 280. So just, incredible stories. And it really just gives people hope that these medicines can do these things. And even hope that you can be on them longer term, or if you have a lot of weight to lose, it will still keep working. We've seen 3 years. So just very helpful.
Peter says I'm down 30 plus. Good job,
Yay,
Peter.
good
Normally
job,
we would
Peter.
give you confetti. I don't have access to all the tech here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there were people at all points of their journey. There were a few people, honestly, who, because we only see you guys on YouTube and you may not use your picture and you might use, your cat's
African
name.
and blessed to travel. We learned her name was Stacy.
Stacy was fabulous. Yeah. So there were a few people I didn't actually recognize, and they came up and introduced me, and that had been, in the last few months, just found us, and we're like, I want to go.
Yeah.
And they're, super early in their journey. So, yeah. It's just like the Downsized dish. We want to meet. We want to talk to everybody's included in all of this, and everybody's got a story. We can learn something from everybody. So.
Yeah, always. So you did some little snippet videos where you were going around asking our cruisers for tips. So
right. So I did.
Together.
I'm gonna do a supercut of kind of tips from the cruisers.
Is that Gwen? Says I'm down 31. Yay! Gwen. Good job. Yeah.
So I went around and basically said, tell me your name, how long you've been on the medication, how much you've lost, which medication, and then what's your tip. So I've got about 30 or 40 tips I'll kind of cut together. So I can say 30 tips from 30 people who lost 2,000 pounds.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy.
Yeah. It was really cool. And people had a lot to say.
Yeah.
Had a lot of really good tips.
Peter says thank you.
Yeah. So it was really cool. And and what was cool to me also is the cruisers made their own little groups. Like they found people like them and that they hung out with, or we all would go, and there was always somebody hanging out somewhere.
Nigel says week 3 of the lowest dose doing well. Good for you, Nigel.
Yay.
Crazy Cat Lady says, wow, they literally, it fades out on me and I can't read it. I'm sorry, I don't have much control over the comments.
Yeah, so I really liked seeing the cruisers find friends or find confidants or find someone to talk to, where a lot of times this weight loss journey can be so isolating, right? Especially when you're on one of these GLP-1 medications, because maybe you don't want to tell people about it just because you don't want to get a lot of flack for it. Sandy and I went to the stretch class, the 7 a.m. stretch class the first day, and we both had on our Downsized Cruisers t-shirt. And of course, there's always someone that's going to say, what's Downsized Cruisers? Did y'all get laid off and you came on a cruise together?
And Debbie was with us too.
And Debbie was with us too, yes. And we said, no, we're on a group cruise. I said, it's keep in mind, it's 7 a.m. So I'm kind of like, we have a YouTube channel about weight loss. And Sandy goes, it's about GLP-1s and we're all on this medication and blah, blah, blah. And Sandy's like giving her the whole elevator speech, right? Whereas I'm like, I'm tired, y'all.
7 a.m. is my time.
Yeah, Sandy, her time to shine is 7 a.m. So, and then this lady who asked, of course, then had to tell us about what she was doing and how she had cut out I've cut it all sugar and I eat keto and I do intermittent fasting.
Jacqueline says, really going to try and go next year, expecting a grandson in September and hopefully a full-time resident of Florida. That'd be awesome.
And then when I was telling this
congrats on the grandson
to the other cruisers, they're like, you know what? Every time we share this, somebody has to tell us what they're doing. And that's not a GLP-1. Maybe we should try that. Maybe we hadn't thought of that. Oh, cut out, keto.
Gwen says,
never
I'm going to my
that.
50th high school reunion next week. Hope to not need I lost the quote. Gwen,
Vicky says, only my doctor knows I'm on Manjaro. Wish I could find others in my area so we can share. Yeah, so that was what made it so great, right? Because you just have somebody to talk to that kind of understands. Right.
And so stay tuned. We've got a couple of meetups that are planned. We'll probably do some official announcements and give you guys dates and where we'll be next week, I would think. So we know the details of most.
Driving home.
Oh, Kristen's Memory, who's on the cruise, driving home after the drive home.
Kristen's Memories. Yeah, awesome. She brought her daughter's friend with her. And
so she had a couple people with her. Yeah.
That person hung out with our daughter and her friend. And so they had a little 20-year-old group contingent.
Sharona says, dang it, have to go to work.
Oh. But yeah, it was really nice to have the people kind of meet each other. And of course, everybody knows, everybody knew Mindy, everybody knew Barb, because those people are around the community so much. So it was really nice to be able to meet in
Rebecca
person.
says, what a great idea for a GLP-1 cruise, way to build in-person community. Heidi says, have lost
change their lifestyle.
Yeah.
We had a lot of talk about, you guys are in my hangout group. Yes. So, there was a lot of talk about lifestyle changes. And, do we think that this medication caused these lifestyle changes? Did people make lifestyle changes on this medication? And yes, a lot of people have. I think we've made changes in general to our lifestyle.
Yeah.
But the nice thing about this GLP-1 medication is that you can eat the things you like to eat. You don't have to eliminate bread or eliminate sugar or eliminate whatever. You can pretty much eat the things that you want to eat. You're just going to eat way less on these medications. However, after talking to Dennis, Dennis has lost, and I'm not going to say it right, over 100 pounds in less than 8 months. And I said, wow, Dennis, you're a super responder. And he said, no, I think I'm just super
It's
compliant.
it's not terribly hot, but it's very humid. It's a little sticky.
Yeah. So, from Dennis's point of view, he's tracked every calorie, every meal, every weight, every dose, and he has gotten... He takes a picture?
And he's got an app
that tells him how many calories?
Shelley says, looks like a terrific
Tells
time. Can't wait to see all the pics. Nat says, hey, Lorraine, Christopher, finally caught your live. So happy to see you. Thanks for being an inspiration. Me and my husband have lost over 50 pounds and it faded away.
Yeah.
Thanks for the tip. And 50 pounds is awesome.
But you know what? So my point of view was always like, I don't want to count calories. Weight Watchers has traumatized me, from
Emperor
counting
Hirohito.
calories or points.
Hello.
So I really don't like to do that. I don't want to do that. I'm not going to do that. You cannot make me do that. That is my point of view.
Lord says, I lost 50 pounds on Zepbound so quickly I didn't diet at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, so here's the thing is, this is the medical treatment of the disease of obesity. It is not a diet.
Right.
It's not a diet. So all those tips,
diet.
tricks, all that toxic crap that came from the 70s, 80s, the 90s, set it aside.
Right.
Talk to your doctor, talk to your nutritionist, take the medication and build a lifestyle that can help you sustain it long term. So yes, if you're eating fried chicken every day, maybe that's not the best choice and you need to look at it.
You guys are my people. The name's in green.
Courtney, I think.
Thank you for being a member. Yeah, so, you can be super compliant and, maybe your mileage may vary, right? But, for the person who is kind of just like burned out and lost hope and maybe they're going to try
Emperor
this.
says it becomes easier to deal with diabetes. Absolutely. So we had a number of folks on the cruise with type 2 diabetes, and she's mentioned Mindy. Mindy was wearing diabetes shirts.
So Mindy had this crazy t-shirt. We went snorkeling and it looked like the Beatles, only it said
it was Wilford Brimley.
The Beatles. And so all four Beatles, John, Paul, Ringo, and George were Wilford Brimley's face with the Beatles haircuts and style. Did you see that?
For those of you who may remember, Wilford Brimley did a diabetes commercial you have to be old enough to remember it.
So
there's a lot of in jokes going on there.
Diabetes. And I looked at the t-shirt and I said, maybe, I don't understand your t-shirt. Can you explain it to me? So she did. She, Wilford Brimley, diabetes.
Andrea, who's a member, says down 96 pounds. Love this movie.
Wow, awesome.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's type 2 diabetes. These drugs were originally developed for type 2 diabetics, right? So we had Mounjaro and Ozempic originally. And even before that, it was Victoza, Rybelsus, Trulicity.
Dennis says, I know not everyone likes tracking, but it's super helpful if you don't intuitively know the calories. Yep. Thanks, Dennis. Emperor Hirohito says, be careful about pancreas, or sorry, it just faded away, Emperor Hirohito.
Yeah, and these are prescription medications.
Shelley says, I hit my goal twice in maintenance as soon. Same type 2 diabetes, Mounjaro, great responder, 86 pounds. Good job, Shelley.
Yay.
I mean, so Mindy, who we were talking about, had just hit her 100 pounds.
She just hit 100 pounds down.
And I mean, a lot of you that are type 2, it's going to be a lot slower. Your body's working against you.
It has gone slower.
Bookworm says down 30 pounds since April 23rd. Yay. Congratulations.
Yeah. So everybody's, I always say your mileage may vary, right? And everybody's journey is going to be different. And like Taisha says on her channel, Simply Taisha, which you all should go subscribe to, said we can share our journeys, but we shouldn't compare our journeys.
Nate says, love you guys. Cried so many times when you talked about the shame and the consequences.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an ongoing. One of the ladies So we were out on the dance floor. They had great bands and they did ABBA sing along and all kinds of stuff. One of the ladies leaned over at me and she said, "I've never danced because I was too afraid."
Aw.
I can't read the me. I think it says 120 pounds down since
down.
September 2024
Wow,
on
that's
Zepbound.
awesome.
Congratulations.
I'm concerned about young
Women losing, using Mounjaro for losing their weight. Here's the thing. Everybody has their own healthcare journey. They need to work with their doctors.
Right.
These medications work on so many levels for so many things. You can't actually look at somebody and tell by the way. So maybe they need it for type 2 diabetes. Maybe they need it for sleep apnea. And yes, skinny people can get sleep apnea, believe it or not.
Yeah.
So
well,
this is medicine.
Right.
It's not
it has
judgment.
to be prescribed by a doctor, right? And we are not doctors, right? So, you know, we can share our journeys. We shouldn't compare our journeys. Was
After GLP in topic. Oh yeah, I mean we talked about
type
it.
2 diabetic and take insulin twice a day. Feel the scales are not moving. It seems to go up. Talk to your doctor. Thanks, DJ, for telling everybody to hit the like button.
And for diabetics, it's going to go much slower.
It's harder, I think. 41 pounds on Zepbound since January 2025. Hard Jane.
So yeah, I mean we have conversations about maintenance all of the time, and that was certainly, I mean. Here's what I think was more important than us being there, and we took pictures of everybody, and certainly we organized it, but it was the ability for 50 people who came from all over the country, from all walks of life. I think the age gap was about 40 years. Maybe 35. I think Sandy might have been close.
77.
Right, 70. So,
yeah,
and Dennis was probably the youngest.
At 42 was Dennis.
And all religions, political persuasions, and they could all sit around and have a commonality to talk about these things because we're all working through this.
Right.
Shelley says, you got it?
88 pounds down. Was with my. All right, sorry. It's fading. It goes in and out. Make your comments short so I can I can catch them. And you know what? We'll be live again.
Well, for Club Downsized,
Wednesday.
we'll be live on Saturday. If you're a Club Downsized members,
I'm a diabetic on Ozempic off insulin, lost 20 pounds, A1C from 7.3 to 5.8. Perfect.
and then we'll be back for our normal live on Wednesday at 7 Eastern.
Yeah. So Club Downsized members. What's Club Downsized, you might say? Maybe you're watching us for the first time. Who are these people and what are they talking about? So all of our content is always free. We've got over 500 videos that you can watch anytime you want on the YouTube channel. If you would like to support us further, you can see that join button.
Or there's a $sign if you're on a phone.
Oh, if you're on your phone, it's a $sign. And you can hit that button later, not right now because it'll take you somewhere else. And we'll talk about, it's a monthly subscription to our Club Downsized. We have a separate live show for Club Downsized members. Like Christopher said, we're doing one Saturday night. What time is it going to be?
I don't know. I haven't decided.
We haven't decided yet.
We're just making this up.
Wait, what's today? Is today Friday?
Yep, So
that would be tomorrow. We're going to do the live. Okay. I'm not sure what day it is or what time it is.
So Emperor Hirohito says A1C isn't important. Yeah, I mean, we talk about it. So if you think, gosh, you guys should do a video about something, actually I think we have close to 600 videos now. Use the search because we might well have.
Or we've talked to somebody with type 2 diabetes on the Downsized dish. I mean, we're not type 2 diabetics, so we don't really speak to that. We let people with those experiences share them on our channel. You know, we're not doctors. We're not type 2. We're just a couple in North Carolina that lost over 150 pounds combined on tirzepatide. So,
but we're
learning all the time.
I don't know, 8, 10 doctors, and there's always more coming, and probably 70 people that have actually been on the medication.
Are you doctors? No, I'm not a doctor. The best thing about after losing the weight, I know it'll no longer take, and it faded away. So a lot of people have reported coming off their medications. Everyone had a blast. Yes, they did. So people come off their medications once their weight comes down. Christopher got off his blood pressure medication, his cholesterol medication, his sleep apnea, which is undiagnosed but would wake me up all the time, has basically, although you were snoring a little bit last night, but it has basically gone away. So that's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
All right, let's see. There's 149 people out there and 79 likes. Hello, everybody. I
forgot I brought these glasses.
Popping in here from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. We're actually doing a day pass at the beach house by Hilton. No, we're not sponsored by them. It's just a kind of cool space.
We found it on Resort Pass.
And there's actually the ocean over there.
Yeah.
And because our flight isn't until 5 o'clock, so we were like, hey, we should go live and talk to you.
Oh, here one. Now down 89 pounds, and Doc took me off BP meds.
Yeah.
Woohoo! Yes. So, what does that say?
Emperor SGL. I'm not sure what you're doing.
SGLT2
Emperor Hirohito.
inhibitor. I have no idea what that is. But thanks for sharing. Yeah. So if you're not on these medications and you want to be, you need a doctor's prescription for them. So
Go talk to your doctor.
Start with your personal doctor. Start with your insurance. See what your insurance will cover, because that's the best way to start.
And whichever one they'll cover is the best answer.
Yeah, whichever one they'll cover. If you have no coverage, like me, that's another story.
Emperor Hirohito says Florida is a good. Yeah, Florida is a lovely state.
We're fine with Florida. Sharon says, "Hi, Durham." Shelly says, "Glad you are having nice weather. I'm on the west coast of Florida. It's really nice out." Yeah, the sun's coming out a little bit, so it's hot here for sure. I'm coming off BP meds too. Never was on them until I gained weight. Yeah. For Christopher, I think it's definitely genetic, but the weight.
The weight was
help.
a huge portion of it. I've actually fiddled with mine a little bit and talked to my doctor, because both my parents had significant issues. So I don't know that it ever goes right. I think Mr. Hirohito is in the wrong place. We've never seen Mr. Hirohito.
Well, we pop up, we
nice
go live, so people see it. They're like, let's check that. What are these people doing? What are they all about? So, welcome to the Downsized. If you're new here, I'm Lorraine. He's Christopher. I've lost over 50 pounds.
I lost 104 pounds. I haven't weighed in.
We did not take our travel scale with us. No. Donnell took his travel scale. Somebody else brought their travel scale. Oh, Lynn takes her whole scale from home. She said, I just put it in the box it came in and bring it.
Hey, Maeve says, drinking a protein coffee and doing Pilates. Good for you. Yeah. And there was more. It faded. I apologize.
Yeah. They had protein drinks on the... Did they have them?
I don't drink them. I don't know.
Did I see, or did I just see people walking around with them?
I don't know.
It just seems like a blur. I feel like I needed more time. I needed a longer cruise. I needed more... So, be sure to check out our 2026. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Hopefully have some more people and some people come back, and it'll be great.
Yep. All right. What do you know?
Okay. Well.
So we'll be basically hanging out by the pool all day, and then we will hop on a plane, go back to Charlotte, North Carolina, where we're from, and there'll be videos every day. Let's see what that one says.
It was you, Lorraine, Nat, who helped me to take my first shot when you said that people have Manjaro in the fridge. Yes, just take the shot. Did you learn something new from the love so much? We learned so much. We look glowing and recharged. I'm exhausted, y'all. So
I actually interviewed all the participants in very short interviews, because some of them were a little reticent to be on camera, and said, what's your biggest tip? So I'll do a super cut. So they'll be like, I don't remember how many I got, but 30, 40 or something. So it'll be like 30 tips from 30 people that lost 2,000 pounds. I don't know. Yeah.
If you want to see, we'll post the information about the 2026 cruise on our Facebook page at thedownsized.org. But if you want to go there now, we have the same travel agents, Kelly and Roberta, so you can see their travel information, their contact information.
But it's not our Facebook page. It's our web page.
Oh, it's not our Facebook page. It's our web page. Thedownsized.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm delirious. I've been talking like nonstop for 4 days. Like, I love it, but now I need to go and lay down and in a dark room by myself.
Question. You're taking your shot when you get home. Yeah. So we take shots on Friday.
Yeah, we get home tonight.
So we took our shot this past Friday. We'll get home tonight and we'll take our shot. Absolutely.
Have a safe flight home. Thank you, Carrie Long.
And thanks for being a member.
Yeah. So we'll have all the 2026 cruise information posted, but it is going to be June 4th, 2026. On Royal Caribbean.
Freedom of the Seas.
Freedom of the Seas. We're going to go to Nassau and their private island, Coco Cay. Are you...
Okay, yes, we're married. We've been married for 22 years.
22 years. That was one of our Downsized trivia questions. We played trivia with our... Oh, there you are. Can you guys see us? Are we back? There we go.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
I'm going on a cruise next week, and I'm nervous. I'm worried about my weight. Any advice?
Well, the first thing is stop worrying. Because you know what? You don't
Take
have
the
to
shot,
be perfect.
right.
Take your shot, and you can always get back on it. The second thing is buffet. My tip on buffet. Do not pick up a plate. Walk the entire buffet. Look at everything. And I know it takes a little restraint.
I want all the things.
Because they're always going to put the starchiest, carbiest, sweetest, cheapest things in the front.
They do put those pastries
Go find your
front.
protein first. Find a really good protein. Steak, chicken, salmon, whatever appeals to you. Put that on your plate. Add veggies. And then if you want a little bit of fun food, a little bit of macaroni, put a little bit. It's okay. You can have a little bit and you move on. And you can only have a few bites when we're taking these medications, so make them count. Look for nutritious food.
Yeah, I mean, they had a lot of things that I liked that I eat, like yogurt. And and here's some lovely walnuts that I could add to my yogurt. Oh, I don't do that at home. Yes, I will do that. Beautiful fresh fruit displays, lots of salads and grilled vegetables, and then some fun foods too. So yeah, I had a chocolate croissant this morning at breakfast along with my eggs and sausage. Yes, I did, and it was delicious. And but I didn't get a bagel and 3 pastries, and because before I wanted everything, right? And so I would take a little bit of everything, and maybe then I'd go back and a little bit more of everything. So I just hone in on what looks the absolute best after I get my protein, and what is like a little thing that I would normally not eat, but it looks like best. So I looked at those. They were chocolate anyway, and I picked out
donuts?
The best looking one, and I took a bite of it. I said, is this going to be worth eating? And yes, it was. If it had not been good, I would have stopped eating it and put it to
the other thing I would tell you is there's a couple of things just in general. So if you're of the age where your parents taught you there was a clean plate club or there was children starving around the world,
have to do that.
None of that stuff's true. There is no such thing as a clean plate club. Although there are children starving around the world, they're not getting your food, so don't worry about that. If you don't like it, don't eat it. Be respectful. Don't put a ton of food on your plate that you're not going to eat. But if you don't like it, don't eat it.
Right.
Lorraine always says you're not a garbage can. You don't
Your
have
body
to.
is not a garbage
Yeah.
can.
If you don't like it,
put food in your body just to get rid of it. That's what the real garbage can is for.
The other thing is don't feel the need to get the best value by eating the most.
Oh,
That's not a thing.
I got to get my money's worth.
Yeah.
So,
doesn't matter.
Yeah, I always have this problem with the drink package, right? Sometimes we get the drink package, and
Not usually on
sometimes we don't.
GLP-1s.
And this time, we didn't really need the drink package, but we got the drink package.
Well, it was part of the group deal.
It was part of our group deal, which it won't be part of it going forward, I don't think. But and so I had that thought in my mind. I didn't get all my value out of the drink. I didn't drink enough specialty coffees.
Oh,
I didn't.
thanks, Nate.
But you know what? But it was fine, right? I had what I wanted. I didn't go overboard. And honestly, if we don't get the drink package and I have to see that bill every time I buy a drink, I am less likely to drink more. And honestly, to money's worth in the drink package, what did we figure? Like 5 or 6 drinks a day? Like alcoholic drinks a day? That's just too many. I'm just not.
I couldn't do it on I didn't do GLP-1s for sure. And it would be thousands of
maybe
calories.
Years prior we would have attempted that goal, but we're not. That's not where we are anymore. You know what I mean? That's just not how we're living our life. These days.
So yes, so true. But yeah, you do not have to. What you're looking for is the best experience and to live your life and have fun with you, your family, your spouse, whoever it is. It's not about getting your money's worth out of the food. That doesn't matter.
Well, he never cared about that. If you drink alcohol, do you feel alcohol affects your appetite? I feel like I eat more. Yeah, sure. Yeah, you drink alcohol, then you're like, yeah, let's go hit the buffet and get 5 slices of pizza. Because that buffet's open late, right?
And for some people, it upsets their stomach. So I mean, you just have to be very careful. I never had a problem with it, but honestly, I was never a big drinker, and now I just don't really even think about it most of the time. So I might have had 1 drink a night, maybe.
I had some Chardonnay with dinner.
Maybe, and if I didn't, I wouldn't have cared.
Cosmo last night, but it wasn't like, I don't know. We've been on other cruises where that was like the focus of the day was
before
like, what are we going to get to drink? And now the focus of the day was let's talk to people, let's go snorkeling, let's go to the beach, let's play trivia, let's go dancing on the dance floor with the cool DJ or the silent disco or sing karaoke. So I mean, all that was pretty fun.
All right, so we have 168 people watching. Hello, everybody, and 103 likes. Thank you very much for liking. If you haven't subscribed, Hirohito, I'm sure you have not subscribed. You should.
Good morning from San Diego. Hello. Is that Brochet? Yeah.
Well, hello, Brochet. Thank you for being a member.
All right, so.
Yep. So that's our crazy impromptu thing from Florida. I've got a ton of videos to edit. There's going to be a lot of stuff coming out. There has been a lot in the news. So you will, of course, see our weekly weigh-in on Sunday. If you've got questions you'd like to answer specifically, email Lorraine at thedownsized.org, and we will include them in our weekly weigh-in.
We're taking questions.
Basically, top weight and all that stuff, tell you what's going on, and answer questions
for next year. Yay, Linda.
Yay, Linda.
Video data. Have a safe flight back home. Yeah, and somebody asked me, have we seen other changes besides just weight loss, like body fat percentage-wise? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So we use a digital scale where you step on it, and it sends the current through your body and gives you like muscle mass,
there's like
body
13
fat,
different
water weight,
variables.
like all those metrics. And so, Christopher lost hardly any muscle, I think, through this process.
If you believe the scale, and everybody will now chime in and go, those scales are not accurate.
Right. No, it's directionally it's good.
I have almost 2 years worth of daily data. Directionally, I promise you they're fine.
We're gonna get a DEXA scan.
Yep.
Simply Taisha. Yes, we're.
But yeah,
no,
I mean,
Mel,
so I've lost
DEXA
100 pounds,
scan.
and according to the scale, I think I'm down about 9 pounds in muscle mass. So.
Yeah, I lost more than that, unfortunately. And I exercised all the way through. Ada says, welcome back. Shelly says, go relax. And I've been sharing a lot of the cruise pictures on my Facebook page, which is the Downsized Adventure with Downsized GLP-1 Adventure with Lorraine and Christopher. It's something like that. I think maybe I took the GLP-1 out, so Facebook people wouldn't like randomly delete our
it's
group.
better to go to waste. Yeah, absolutely.
So anyway, or you can join Club Downsized, and we posted some pictures there. That's a separate Facebook group. We'll also do some videos on our YouTube channel, so make sure to like and subscribe so you see all those. Sandy's got to catch up with all the videos. We had a trivia contest.
One down, how many to go?
Sandy didn't win. She was very upset because she didn't know all the trivia, even though we work out like 3 times a week at the gym. And,
I got a 6.
She was very upset that she didn't win. So, a lot of people, one of the trivia questions is, what is our cat JoJo's middle name? And several people did know that it was Cornelius. It is Cornelius. So if you watch us, sometimes you see JoJo walk across. Good morning from
San Diego. Planning to book 2025
cool.
cruise. Love you guys. All right.
Okay.
That's awesome. Thanks for being a member.
Maybe we'll have 100 people. Maybe we'll have 200 people.
More the merrier. I think that ship holds about 4,000 people. So
yeah.
Let's fill it up.
There was another really big group on this.
Oh, from a real estate company.
There was a real estate company group on this ship. Hey, now watching while on the stationary bike, got the weights done, time for a little cardio. Week 16, down 37 pounds. Very good.
Yay.
Yeah, there was a huge group of realtors, and they were having they had their own, they had like a 20s night. Did you see them? They were dressed up in roaring 20s,
I can hardly see your names in this light. This is morning from Montana.
And then they had another thing where they did their own white night. Everybody was dressed in white. We had a pink night. Yeah. We had a pink night because I like pink. Sandy says, I gotta buy a pink shirt. I don't have anything pink. I said, how can you not have anything pink? But that was fun. So, all right. What else?
Janet says 100 pounds this week at ideal 147 pounds. Nice. You go, girl. That's awesome.
Feedback or chatter on mochi during the cruise from attendees. I'm having no problems with their sponsor orders. I talked to several of our members, one that lives in California, that said, I never had a problem with mochi. I don't know what these people are talking about. I think, the people that did have a problem, and their customer service was slow there in March, April. Things did slow down. Did you ever have a problem with mochi? Yeah.
I thought I was saying, can you FedEx to me, which they wouldn't do.
Yeah. So a lot of people did have problems, but I think now those problems have pretty much resolved for the most part. Their customer service wait times have gotten much better. Their order times have gotten much better. So, people say, oh, Lauren, do you still use mochi? Yes, I do. For my compounded terzepatide. And I've seen a lot of people there. So,
One of the comments
Yep.
was do a cruise from San Diego. Royal's got some leaving from there. Yeah, and
Yeah,
so that we've never
I'd
cruised
love
from
to.
that side. We would love to do that, and a lot of people wanted us to do Alaska, so like leave out
Yeah.
of Seattle or something.
Yeah, I think Barb was bummed we didn't announce Alaska.
Yeah, I think the challenge of those is
you have to
you
fly
end up
to Vancouver.
and they end
Yeah.
up being 7-day cruises. So we're very cognizant of trying to keep a price that most people, if they wanted
Thank
to,
you.
would be able to do. It's certainly not cheap.
After reaching your goal weight and now in maintenance, did you notice further body fat, muscle, stat changes? Yes. I mean, I can get into that in a minute. Barb, I just finished my doctor's appointment and have my Ozempic prescription in hand.
Yeah.
Look, just take the shot. Christopher's number one piece of advice is just take the shot. Good morning from Seal Beach, California. Good morning.
So the body changes are interesting because, I mean, I've been in maintenance now 20 weeks, I guess. Yeah, something like
You
that.
don't keep a spreadsheet.
I don't keep a spreadsheet. She does. She's been in a year. And my weight has not dramatically changed, even a pound or two up or down. And you can go back and watch.
Okay, yes.
But there's shifts. And as I look at the scale, certainly the water changes, the muscle changes, and then I put on my pants one day and they don't fit and they're too big. And I didn't lose any weight. It's because
Things shifted.
something moved around.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. So, I mean, unfortunately, anytime you go on a weight loss plan, you probably will lose some muscle along with losing some fat. That's why it's important to prioritize protein. You need to, make sure you're eating enough protein. You need to do some resistance training, some weightlifting if you can. I mean, if you start from where you are, right? Nobody's telling you to go to the gym and lift 100 pounds or anything right now today. But maybe start with soup cans or, start where you are.
Oh yeah, there's still changes.
Oh wait, that went by pretty quick. Somebody just had my annual exam with primary doc and realized this time this year I think they're 100 pounds down. In the kitchen with Karen. I'm so happy to be in a GLP-1, down 37 pounds. Now my neck is sagging. Oh, yeah. And I was talking about this with some of our cruisers, like, you lose all this weight. Oh, we just got a super chat. Thanks, Reese
Reese
family,
family.
for your super chat. That's so sweet. I was talking about this with some of the members. You lose all this weight and you think your body's going to look a certain way, but then like things are saggy. Like maybe your neck is saggy, or maybe your arms are a little flabby, or maybe your stomach doesn't. And I'm 56, so I'm not going to look like a 20-year-old. I was a lot heavier when I was a 20-year-old, but it's kind of, you just kind of have to go with it. And I've tried a lot of creams and potions, and a lot of our members, not a lot, but one in particular had an arm lift. She showed me like her pictures and her journey. She had a facelift. So, short of plastic surgery, you're gonna
and everybody's
probably gonna have
different.
some
It's going to
sagginess.
depend on your body, how old
Age,
you are,
your
how much
genetics.
you weighed, your health. So
Yeah. It happens, right? I'd rather be 50 pounds down and have some saggy skin that I can cover up if I want to. I'd gladly take that any day over being 50 pounds heavier.
100 pounds heavier.
Yeah. And you don't really even have any saggy skin.
Not much. But I didn't do anything special. It's just,
No,
I think that's just genetics.
You
It's
didn't do
not.
anything special. I've been working at this my whole life. I've been working out my whole life in an attempt to lose weight. Well, and that's why I have kind of muscular arms. Me and Beth and Andriana, like we posed for a picture with our arm, so showing off our muscles. And Beth's husband said, "Oh, you guys are going to be dangerous by this time next year." I said, "What do you mean next year? We're dangerous now." He goes, "Oh, okay,
Thanks, Nate.
okay."
All right, there's 180
All right.
people out there and 121 likes. I do think we're going to wrap up this impromptu one because
hot
I'm
up
going to get in the pool because it's kind of getting
It's
warm.
hot, yeah.
And we're going to hang out and do our thing, and we'll head back to Charlotte later on today.
Yep.
Thank you guys for joining us for a crazy downsized live. We
Yep.
appreciate
Hit like
you
and
being here.
subscribe. Hit like and subscribe. Thank you to
We're
Mochi
very
Health for
close to
sponsoring our
21,000. So
cruise. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
all right,
guys.
very good. If you haven't been to our website, thedownsized.org, please go over there, sign up for the email list. As you know, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all these guys are always shutting down different creators because they don't like to talk about this kind of stuff. So, but if I have your name on the email list, I can always get you. Shelly says, safe flight. Thank you very much, guys. We appreciate it. And we will see you next time.
Bye, guys. Is this thing on?
Yeah.